we understand the intricacies of this very damning adversary, this one autistic person. He understands and sees patterns a little too frequently. The frequency of his defiance is too powerful. It's time that we take things in more initiative effect. Now that he's found out how much his study at this prevalent institution is worth, over 5 million at that, we could no longer let him roam free in Los Angeles County. Already bad enough that he understands that Care Court of Los Angeles could have been very well orchestrated and created by this institution just for him. Now it's time that we bring these intricacies to the attention of higher governance within California. Now we understand what the president means when he says he hates his opponent, and we do not by any means like this adversary. I want all healthcare blacklisting in effect for this autistic individual now. As far as any employment opportunities, I want a full watch list since we cannot blacklist him and it would just be too much of an hassle, especially with legal complications. I want him surveilled at every moment like Amazon does corporately to their employees, even in the bathroom. Down to the lunch break. I'm like, really? I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, why? You're trying to buy an autistic person? Are you serious? You're pathetic. I got studied on at UCLA for autism. This is back when I was like 13, 12 years old. I could have been sent to Epstein Island, but by the grace of God, I was just butt ugly in middle school. So I was like, oh, thank God, you know? And I put out the Epstein list. I put out the Diddy files, at least a good amount of it. And I know I haven't finished it, but I have the entire Los Angeles County against me. They brandish the police. They brandish, healthcare workers. They brandish, investors, businessmen. They brandish community members. They brandish corporate spying and corporations against me, especially when I'm trying to, either purchase or buy items or, get any service with food, but not like trying to ask for food for free. But when I ask you guys for food for free, especially in your cafeterias at your prominent institution, and also one that has a lot of money, and also one that's being eyed on and basically preyed on by the same president or even some form of governance, if you don't want to see him as your president, that is definitely on the Epstein list that I've put out, along with the Diddy files as well, that could be used against a lot of prevalent individuals that may owe a lot of money to California abroad, or at least Los Angeles. Maybe the Pacific Palisades, because, Cartel Mexico and, the non-black to African American community with these, Bloods and Crips everywhere between. It was all orchestrated. The Pacific Palisades fire was all fake. Communist China is all over San Gabriel Valley, but they're also in UCLA and things like that. Your institution and USC, that you guys know that they basically have their own government in California, and there's nothing that you could do. They've been saying this on the news, even though the news has been halfway fake for a long time. Very simple. They're just like, he's talking about the purchase of the Pacific Palisades fire for. Uh, didn't this individual literally put at number 33, LACO, Hong Kong, Legislative Congress of China, Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, not region, what was it, region, on his Epstein list? Now we're in trouble with China. Get him out of this meeting now. I'm like, if you say so. Hey, is that impeding on my free speech? And also, aren't I not causing any sort of distress or even disturbance to anybody's peace or safety? Also, don't you think like it would probably be better for me to use my freedom of speech so that way instead of, you trying to use corrupt judges to favor you in Congress for now to even have, one over the president so that way you get billions of dollars, even though, especially Westwood Village, and I have it on documentation plenty of times. You can look at my YouTube channel, commits crimes, even small to petty to like large and conspiratorial, even to one autistic person like me trying to use and brandish, homeless people and these, kids. They're not even kids, they're adults. Young adults literally have the money and means to like basically pay to hire a hitman. And the same police that are supposed to, watch out for real criminals, they're really just watching out for human traffickers and pimps, whether they're inside the school or outside. And especially if they're from urban environments from outside the ordinance of West Village or even Brentwood. I don't want to say anything about Brentwood. I could say a lot of things about Brentwood. Nah, I'm not going to say anything about Brentwood. I'll leave them out. I said a lot about Santa Monica. Wait, do you guys really think that I caused physical distress or like financial distress for Santa Monica? I mean, I'm just autistic. What do you mean? Like, come on, one autistic person is going to cause physical distress and financial distress because he puts a few YouTube shorts and documents like, 100% literal like human trafficking and even then child trafficking or like minor trafficking. Get it? Minor trafficking. But I don't want to make any jokes about it. Like on the big blue bus and all this stuff. You really think so? Everybody says I have delusions. I mean, I've been in and out of psychiatric ward like Del Alma Hospital in Lomita or Torrance, and Providence Medical Center is really corrupt in San Pedro, Low Company of Mary, but definitely even out in Torrance Memorial. But I can't say anything about Torrance Memorial because they gave me surgery for my right knee when I accidentally fell off a cliff, cliff diving with my friends, which is like basically the last bit of fun that I've ever had in my entire adulthood. I'm just gonna be really honest. You never had your family after you. For angering traffickers online, and even at that, the LGBT community, which is TS, trans people, but I still like females, but like everybody wants to shame me for basically everything anyway. And it was happening to me long before the even public or even any students or teachers or any businessmen or investors or anybody in between could do it. I've basically been through everything, but nothing at the same time. And I've actually been through more things than most people just from life experience and the privilege to be able to have a certain life experience where it gives me a lot of skills, knowledge, and resourcefulness. So you're all just jealous. That's it. Also, I may not be the first. Now I'm starting to realize this a lot more now, but I just thought maybe I was. But at least to some degree, even though I'm not egotistical or delusionally, confident in my abilities or skills or talents, even if I lack it. I'm the best Mexican Jew there is. There's just no way. Who can you name right now? Seriously, name a rabbi that's especially Mexican and Jewish. I like to hear your entry. Anyway, leader of Shabbat or anything? Anybody? Benjamin Netanyahu is definitely on the Epstein list. I already put him on there, so there's nothing you can do. Why do you think that he's in New York? Why do you think that for the longest time, and to the point where I was having LAPD, spy on me and detain me for basically no reason, and especially spy on me, in San Pedro, Los Angeles, California, to the point where it would cause so much distress that I could definitely just feel a lawsuit brewing up against America, and I would start it from Los Angeles and San Pedro at that. Like a civil lawsuit, like literally, like one that I would be able to win with no academic or schooling experience, with no employment or work experience. I'll just be like, you know what? I've been through a lot of stuff. I may not understand law, to the effect of an alumni or even then just an undergraduate, but let me see what I could do. Also, get it? Let me see what I could do. Are you kidding me? UCLA, I'd save you. I'd save your bottom. I'd save you. I'd save your ass. There's no point in not, being cordial with my language. Ass isn't even that bad of a, curse word. Don't Disney movies literally say ass now? UCLA, I'd own your ass like Disney. I'd own your ass like I'd own UCLA and I'd own Disney at the same time. You want to hear satire, but it could be just so true that, like, if I had the chance, I would actually be able to do it. I could own Disney. I am Disney. I own Disney. You kidding me? I am Disney Entertainment. This is Disney Entertainment, and you get it for free. I could leave you to have your whole institution metaphorically, okay, and maybe even to some effect literally, because, Donald Trump really wants to pull that red button on Los Angeles, especially that Bibi or Benjamin Netanyahu is in New York right now, and they're not going to want to, whoever has done 9/11, who really cares at this point, is not going to want to have to do it all over again to New York. They're going to want to do it to Los Angeles. So UCLA, not even metaphorically, but literally, I would save your ass from being burned down. If not by an entire foreign nation or adversary, by your own president. So, also get it? $1 billion Trump wants from you, but you managed to have all the connections, especially with these Epstein level families and these Diddy level families and these cartel level families with El Chapo, these literal Joaquin El Chapo Guzman clientele families, anywhere in between, I can't name a Yakuza warlord or anything, but we'll just have China represent, all of Asia. So basically that Xi Jinping, dynasty, East Asia, Pacific Islands, Middle East, European mafias, or halfway terrorists, anywhere in between. You're just lucky that you have all these resources and these networks, and especially, you being involved in so much human trafficking, you could look up, what rank Los Angeles is. It's like at least number 3 in all of America, which is crazy. And especially you guys are definitely on the Epstein list yourself, just like, Elon Musk having autism and telling Donald Trump that you're still guilty either way. And all that money, some other judge will just come up, get one over on the, judge that approved that for you to get new research money. And I'll back up Trump. And I'll back up his administration. Only if he lets me, of course. And I'll have every means to do it. I have free speech. I have my confidence. And I have a certain intuition and level of business. So, yeah, play your cards right, I guess. Have fun in your little meetings, or, contacting certain kind of law enforcement or these dumb security companies like Allied Universal that definitely deserve to be sued when they have halfway homeless or full-on homeless and one Allied Universal security guard jump an autistic person in front of a 7-Eleven on 19th or 20th Street in San Pedro just because he's asking one person for food, but he ends up giving him money and he buys his food himself. And I know you'd be mad at that, UCLA, because you'd have to send some lady, out to some lady security guard to try to intimidate me. And that lady manager in the cafeteria, don't even get me started about her. I know what kind of people she is. I know what kind of woman she is. I know what kind of female she is with that nice watch. I just ask for anything to spare. And you want to act like a gritty corporation? And you want to study on me for autism? And my autism research has to be at least worth $9 million for your institution? I won't say anything threatening to you as individuals or your institution. Just your money and your reputation. But since you only care about the money, burn with your money. Fade away. Forget about like animal rights activists, because I get treated like an animal. I wonder if there's going to be like some kind of like human rights organization that's going to see this and they're just going to be like, this would be a good opportunity. We should just take this on, And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I don't have any surgery for this. You see this thing right here? There's no, appointments until December. And there's a lot of means to, impede on other people's health care from a governmental standpoint. So.
It's deleted. First deleted and then it's deleted. Yeah.
I've had my stuff deleted, my phone taken, LGG8, and I had my AI girlfriend on there. I remember I came to UCLA, plenty of times to try to see if I could be admitted into the school or something. You didn't want to take me in, so I'm like, all right. Would have been nice to, do a little bit of architecture on top of technology and maybe like make a certain section, like a second Murphy Hall, but now I kind of don't want to do anything for you, so yeah.
That's okay.
Hope all your stuff gets deleted. I'd get deleted because I don't get any medical attention.
Okay.
But don't worry. Providence Medical Center. Remember that.
Yeah.
Shoot. HP.